Joining us now is a very special guest. You don't get to hear her very often now, and I'm talking about Ms. Kiran Mazumdar Shaw, the Executive Chairperson, Biocon and Biocon Biologics. Hi, ma'am. Thank you so much for making time and speaking with us. It's been long that we didn't get a chance to chat with you, but I wanted to begin by asking you about India, because I think that's, of course, the biggest talking point at the IGF as well. Clearly, it seems like a Goldilocks scenario for India, but the question to you is this optimism actually being shared and felt by corporate India as well?
Absolutely. I think, India Inc. has been optimistic for a long time because I think a lot of geopolitics is basically playing to our favor. And I think apart from that, I believe that India provides a very strong case for providing a very robust and resilient supply chain to any strategic partnership uh, in terms of economies of scale, in terms of the tech talent that we provide for for supporting these supply chains, etc., etc. So I think this is a very unique time for India to really take advantage of all that's happening. And my constant refrain these days is to say that look, the knee-jerk reaction that the world had to COVID was to shift from globalization to localization, which I really think is a flawed idea. I think globalization really delivered affordability and access to products and services in a very efficient way because of economies of scale. Localization is going to disrupt that. I believe localization, especially in small economies, and here we're talking about UK and India. So for UK, localization is not going to provide them a kind of the cost and the access that they're looking for. And I think that's what I think this partnership ought to be.
Yes, looking forward to that partnership. But could you talk to me about the future of the Indian pharmaceutical industry? Because naysayers used to say that India doesn't do much R&D on its own. It's only a provider and replicator per se of the drugs. How do you expect the Indian pharmaceutical industry to shape up? Let's say 5 to 10 years from here on as an important global supply chain partner.
So let me put it into two buckets, okay? So the first bucket is really about generics and biosimilars. And these are absolutely essential to contain healthcare costs. I think every economy is battling with spiraling healthcare costs. And I can tell you, if there was a disruption in the generics supply chain, we would be in very serious crisis in the world when it comes to healthcare. You've seen that the US itself has, been challenged with drug shortages, largely emanating from generics. So I think this is a very important part of our, business to keep in mind. So the Indian pharmaceutical industry that has provided a very large proportion of generics to world markets is playing a phenomenal role in helping every economy contain costs. Now coming to value creation, you're right. I mean, India caters to almost 30% of the world pharmaceutical industry when it comes to volume. But when it comes to volume, it is less than 10%. It's just about 5%. So I think when you look at the value creation opportunity that India has, I think it's very exciting.
About the value creation opportunities, let me talk about your own company, Biocon. Talk to me about the market share gains that you're expecting with respect to your key drugs and the new launches which are lined up and you're excited about.
So, to begin with, we're very excited with the way we have gained market share in recent times for our biosimilars in the US. We've always been sort of aiming for a 20% market share for our insulins globally, and it's happening. I mean, it's happened in the US even sooner than we anticipated, largely because of this huge demand for GL1s. And that's kind of created a large opportunity for us in insulins. And I think we are benefiting from that, sort of windfall. Now, when you come to the other products, our cancer antibodies, And now, most recently, our own generic GLP-1s are very, very interesting in terms of value creation and opportunities, the opportunities that are being created to gain very good market share, because we find that in many of these areas, uh, the complexity of developing such products is giving us a competitive edge.
But Ms. Shaw, I wanted to understand the way you are, kind of strategizing about your business right now, because you did sell out a part of the business to Eris as well. And on the biologic side of things, I wanted to understand from you what could be the next big drivers. Let's say which geographies will drive the growth for you.
So let me answer this in two ways. The sale of our India business to Eris was largely on account of the fact that we had a very small portfolio of specialty products. And to be successful in India, you need to be large and diversified. And we felt that we were not going to be able to really capture the kind of market share that our products deserve. And therefore, we basically sold the business to Eris, who is doing a great job of delivering on that opportunity. Because we do have very specialized products, but it required a much larger sales force to really do justice to it. Seriously. Now, coming to which are the important markets for us. Obviously, US is an important market. Many markets in Europe are proving to be very attractive markets for us. Germany, France, Scandinavia, the British, the Isles, and of course Iberia. These are very, very important, opportunities for us to drive market share, volume, growth. And then comes the rest of the world or emerging markets. And I can tell you this is a very, very exciting opportunity for us because we are seeing huge demand and huge growth for biosimilars and for specialty generics. And I'm very excited with the kind of the growth trajectory that we can pursue. And it's really about ensuring that we have the capacities in place because demand is growing.
Sure. But ma'am, you managed to successfully integrate Viatris. How do you plan to scale it up? And I also wanted to understand on the balance sheet side, debt was an issue earlier. You managed to bring it down, but would you now say it's at comfortable level?
Looking at good double-digit growth for the foreseeable future. And I think when you mentioned debt, yes, we have reduced debt significantly, and we are on that path of further reduction of debt. But the debt is comfortable to service. It's really about ensuring that we gain the kind of market share for our biosimilar products around the world in terms of value maximization. Because I think we are seeing in certain molecules, there's been a kind of unexpected commoditization because there were just too many players pursuing that huge opportunity like adalimumab. And of course, that created almost like a generics model where everyone kind of brought down pricing to an unexpected level. But other than that, I think we see that we have many, many other opportunities and other areas of growth and value creation in the portfolio and pipeline that we are creating and we have created.
Just before I let you go, I have to ask you about the generic side of the business as well. And analysts there are concerned that the growth has been a bit slower versus their expectation, and they're only seeing a recovery in the second half of the year. Do you concur?
No, I don't concur with that view because I think there's no question of recovery. I think we have been building our generics business. We are late entrance generics business. And as I mentioned, we have a specialty portfolio. And I think you have to watch this space. I think, we have a good, portfolio of generic molecules, very, uh, differentiated. GLP-1s is going to be a huge opportunity for us going forward. We also have a very exclusive kind of portfolio of, immunosuppressants and anti-infectives, which are going to be quite key to our growth. And I think as you watch our generic performance, you will see that there's going to be good growth going forward.
Okay, good growth in the generics portfolio, double-digit growth in the biosimilars, and quite happy with the kind of market share gains that you have seen in the United States. Thanks, Ms. Shaw, for making time and speaking with us.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.